Welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. I'm Grillmastah, and today we have the King of Greed. An abnormality that looks like a shell with a girl floating inside of it. Sending somebody into this abnormality, attachment is high, instinct is high, insight is very low, and common for repression. Insight is what we're going to use today to make it escape. Ideally, you definitely want to go for the high because this thing escapes on the first chance it can. Some employees think that the King of Greed is trapped inside something that resembles an egg, but the truth is that she's locked herself inside it. The King of Greed's color is a brilliant gold. The world the King of Greed may have once loved, is now being devoured by her. The King of Greed surrendered to hunger and started devouring itself. When you have a bad result, it has a high probability of escaping. You do not want anybody in the hallways when this escapes, because what it will do is walk to the end of the room, teleport out to a random hallway. So it goes to a random hallway, and is weak to black damage, is weak to pale damage. Endured to white, so you can still damage it, but red does no damage. Slow is very helpful when it comes to stopping this thing. Or a very long hallway when it's like this. People in front will get devoured by this thing. So long as you have some pretty good people, it's pretty easy to take care of, and just watch to make sure that you don't go in front of it or have people in the hallways, even if you're going to send anybody in on it. The story of King of Greed. The first desire started from the bite of a sweet apple. We've been banished from Eden for that sin, and now we're standing inside a vast orchid. My basket is so large, all the fruits of the world can't make it full. But it is bad to desire honey when there are flowers. But is it bad to desire honey when there are flowers? After all, we're born to pursue happiness. Happiness became an obsession. Obsession became greed. And greed hardened to a golden amber. The first happiness, still smiling, is inside it. The first seed of desire originated from the pure need for happiness. The seed, small at first, grew larger and harder, hungering for more. As the days went by, the sea turned into a piece of shiny gem. Enticed by its sheen, a hungry fish swallowed it. But it only made the fish even hungrier. The desires of people go mostly unfulfilled. Most desires are abandoned, but they are not completely gone. They are buried deep in the subconsciousness, ready to spring up at any moment. It only takes a tiny bit of bait dropped into the water for the hungry fish to come up and snatch it. The magical girl, now no longer magical, ate many things: power, money, honor, and other forms of pleasures. She ended up gobbling up anything she could find. Now she acts on pure greed. But her will to be happy is still within her, surfacing from time to time. Humans believe themselves to be rational beings who can remain in control of themselves, but this is not true. Humans are never in full control of themselves, and no one knows it better than the King of Greed. Someone's diary. A lot of us secretly wish for a hero. They say there used to be something called the soul treatment. What is it like having one's soul ill? We're all healthy. Perhaps all of this may be a tragic illusion. There once were people who tried to protect the world. We all remember them. Remember how they were destroyed. I know desire destroys everything. We no longer believe in something, nor do we hope for a miracle. We don't think much about why they've changed, and we don't blame them. We know that the endless desire brings despair. Sometimes I feel incredibly dejected, but I have no idea where it comes from. A lot of us secretly want a hero to save them. The sorrow of the world is deep. Desire runs deeper than agony. Sadness shall say, "Be gone, die," but desires want eternity, an immortality that can never be abolished. The details. When the work result was normal, wealth counter was reduced with a normal probability. When the work result was bad, wealth counter was reduced with a high probability. The King of Greed's behavioral pattern is to engulf everything that is in front of her when she escapes. When suppressing her, pay special attention to where the abnormality is heading. The instinct is good the higher up you go. Attachment is good the higher up you go. Repression is also up there. And insight is definitely the lowest. The weapon is Aleph, and it is pretty good. It does have a downside. It lowers the temperance with a 50% chance on every hit. And the armor is amazing, except for Pale. It's pretty good to have, but you have to have rather high stats. The person with the armor right now is Haru right here, with the different weapons and gear, and you can see the nice stat bonuses. But that has been King of Greed. Until next time.